It's finally arrived. I've been waiting for it from Amazon. My Gavin Newsom toilet paper is here. Would you look at that? I've got Gavin Newsom toilet paper because if anybody deserved to be on toilet paper, it's Gavin Newsom. Congratulations, sir. You've got your own toilet paper rolls with your face all over them. That's just one of the best inventions I've ever seen. Oh, ain't that something else? Take a look at that, America. Find them, buy them, stock your shelves. In light of the recent file drop, I would like to ask gentlemen who use LiDAR to check out some, check them out. You feel me? All right, it's likely to be our hottest year. Blah, blah, blang, blah, blah, blue, blah, blah, blee. Now, can we talk? This is crazy, yo. On Sunday, February 8th, doesn't matter whether it's gone past or not, it hasn't at this point. So we do not know what is about to happen on Sunday, February 8th, 2026. On February 8th, 77 years, 7 weeks, and 7 days ago, Israel was born. On Sunday, February 8th, 77 years ago, 7 weeks, and 7 days ago, Israel was born. Jeffrey Epstein's file drop, says on Sunday, February 8th, nuclear war, World War III starts. Specifically says that. The Epstein files latest drop. So, 77 years ago, 7 weeks and 7 days ago, Israel was born. And the Epstein file drop says that World War III starts on Sunday, February 8th. On that very day. Come again? So, the Sphinx was built 46,459 years ago to line up with the fact that Israel is 77 years, 77 weeks, and 7 days old on the day that this thing was built, to align with a king star that is lining up between its paws for the first time in 46,459 years. So, how did the Sphinx know that this was going to line up with a king star on February 8th of 2026, 46,000 years ago? How did they build it to know it was going to align perfectly with something coming up, a star coming up between its paws all those years later? How did it know that? How did they know that? How advanced must they have been to have known that, is the better question. highly advanced. So there's how old it is. So they built that thing to align up with a king star in the sky on February 8th of 2026, the very day that Israel is 77 years, 7 weeks, and 7 days old, but could not have known that because Israel wasn't a country when that was built. And nuclear war is supposed to start on that day. And the Super Bowl is being held in Levi Stadium, and the tribe of Levi was all about the 7 days of creation and completion. Some guy on TikTok had this video. I apologize for not knowing your name. You know who you are. You went through the whole thing. It was very detailed. I also gave you the information about the Sphinx. A lot of stuff happening on February 8th, the Sunday, this Sunday. I was wondering why Israel hasn't been shadow banning my content. They're still ruining me. Let's be honest. But I was wondering why they haven't been really going too hard on me. Of course, they ruined my other site and took all my money, all that stuff. But that's a different story. But I was wondering why lately these new guys weren't doing nothing to me. Because the Epstein files are so shocking, my website's actually mainstream. Woo, you guys are some naughty, terrible people. Boy, do you see the stuff on the internet? Yeah, I think that justice is coming. Boy, do I feel sorry for the people on that list. Ay, ay, ay. Ay, ay. We discussed this on one of my previous episodes, and we're going to go into it again. I want you guys to take a look at something that I find quite interesting. Okay. You with me? What if there was less water around Florida? You see where that dark shadow is? I believe that water still remains on that coastline, right in that area right there, and maybe in the Gulf of Mexico, I'm not sure. But a guy was showing video of Cuba with no water and Florida with no water. The ocean was gone. I'm thinking that some of this area drains out because there's 2 feet of water up in the New York area, but then it shows Antarctica with it being dry. So maybe there's just some flooding, localized flooding in the New York area, or God knows what's going on because of the widened out Mississippi River maybe. But there are videos from 2050 time travelers showing a waterless coastline in Florida and no water around Cuba and no water around California. And of course, we've been talking about there being flooding this whole time because of these flood maps, the constant threat of floods. What if this is the United States' future? What if we get much vaster? What if we get much bigger? This is the reason why you need to stock up and prepare. There may not be all of this flooding. Water may be receding. So you need to start storing water now. Every time you drink a Pepsi from the 2-liter, then you fill it up with water. You put it in the basement. You start doing that. You start stocking up. You start preparing. You start getting ready. Okay? Stuff's going to pop off. That's all the Earth's water right there in that cube. There's not that much water on Earth. Don't get over fascinated by the idea of flooding. Always be ready for all variables, but also be ready for this. Be ready for whatever these clowns throw at us now that they've been exposed. Because they're not going to be happy, and I believe that it's time for the United States militias to, start having a few conversations. I believe that Donald Trump is with you. And I'm telling you one thing, these clowns, I believe Israel is even with you. These clowns got to go down.